It's 4:20 and I'm seeing trippy rainbows out my window here in Wells, BC. It's that cold. All this and more.
It's unusually awfully cold everywhere. I mean, you don't need us to tell you how cold it is here right now. It's extremely cold. That extreme cold warning has hit Prince George and now has been moving south all the way to the Chilcotin. It's going to keep moving south, so if you're in southern BC laughing right now, you're saying, hey, this isn't so bad, your turn is coming. Pretty much the coldest air in the world right now is in the northern part of the Yukon Territory, and the jet stream arrows are pointing from it directly towards us here in BC, so probably the way this is going to work is by the middle of the week, we'll hit the hump. I think it's a 10-day event or so, but there has been wind chills in parts of BC in the minus 40s. I mean, this is crazy. Kind of cold that can give you frostbite on contact. You know, a couple minutes of exposed skin. You can't have your fingers out in it. This is a thing that's very dear to me because my cousin Jeremy froze to death. And it's probably one of the more pleasurable ways to die. Let's talk about it. Now, why is it I'd say that you're 33,000 times more likely to die of hypothermia than have bears in North America? 750,000 black bears in North America. They kill less than one person per year on average, while 1 out of 16,000 people commit murder each year across North America. So wait a second. Are you saying that humans are 46 times more murderous than bears? There are 20,000 hypothermia deaths in Britain every year, and 25,000 in the States, and only 8,000 in Canada. So wait a second. The coldest place, people are dying less. Good job, Canada. You're more prepared than other parts of the world. But if you add up the 8,000 Canadian hypothermia deaths per year and the 25,000 American deaths per year, you have 33,000 deaths per year. So if a bear kills less than one person, we'll just say, for argument's sake, a bear kills one person a year in North America. And hypothermia kills 33,000. So you're 33,000 times more likely to die of hypothermia than you are of bears. So there's 12 avalanche deaths per year in Canada, and maybe only one bear attack related human fatality every 3 years in Canada. So that means you're 36 times more likely to die from avalanches than bears? Yeah, that's exactly what it means.
Think about it, mathematicians.
Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers group member and longtime friend of mine, Sage Birchwater, reported that this morning it was minus 26 in Williams Lake. Barry Bernie Brown John then said, well, it's minus 31 in Lac La Hache at 8:30 this morning. Extreme cold. So, how do you get frostbite anyways? Well, maybe like this.
When the air is cold, your body wants to conserve heat, so it restricts the flow of blood to your extremities and keeps it closer to your vital organs. This causes your blood vessels in your fingers and toes, for example, to narrow or constrict. And after some time, the lack of blood and oxygen will cause damage to the cells. Frostbite is the actual freezing of your skin.
Sort of stages or kinds of frostbite. The first one is normal, the epidermis. The second is frostbite. The third is superficial frostbite. The fourth is deep frostbite. Frostbite, superficial frostbite, deep frostbite. Stage 1 could look kind of like this, you know, get it some blisters and things like that afterwards. Yeah, okay, that's enough. That's pretty harsh. I mean, it looks awful. Oh, make it stop. Ah, ow. Make it stop.
This could be you.
So why did I say something so ridiculous as hypothermia is actually a pretty good way to go? I mean, nothing's a good way to go, of course. But most people who die of hypothermia, they find them kind of in a relaxed position. My cousin, they found him sort of with his some of his clothes off, and he was, I think, having a nap or something like that, basically laying out suntanning in the middle of the night. Your nerves start freezing so much that you start feeling warm and euphoric, and you lay down and have a nap, and it's often quite a nice way to go, which is why it's so dangerous, which is why so many people succumb to it, because they just accept that it's happening and say, well, it's not so bad.
If you or anyone you know has hypothermia, panic! Panic! Scream it aloud! Actually, disrobe and get into a sleeping bag together. That's what the Army teaches you.
You start losing control of your faculties, you start stumbling, you start feeling tired, you lay down, then your nerves start freezing up even more, you take off your shirt, oh yeah, and then they find you several hundred years later on an Arctic expedition. You Canadian girls, you think you're built differently? So did Franklin. You're not! My partner, McCormick, she's got her own ways of keeping warm. She works in Barkerville outside a lot at the tube run. She's outside all day. What's she gonna do this week? Here's some fashion tips from McCormick. How to stay warm with McCorm.
Hello! It's McCormick here with Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. And this is Punky. We're here in beautiful sunny Wells, BC. It's been quite cold as of late. This morning at 9:45 a.m. it was still minus 20. But I'm just all dressed for the weather in here, and Punky and Candace and I are walking. And I thought I'd just talk pretty quickly here about some mountain wear, cold weather wear, and how a rural Canadian girl rocks it. So I'm all about wool and layers. We'll start at my feet. I have these big old discarded fire boots, but they're quite good. They keep me quite warm. Underneath, I'm able to have 3 wool pairs of socks, 1 cotton, 2 wool. I've got these wool pants here, underneath some jeans and pajamas. If I was playing Outback, I'd put a waterproof shell kind of like this over top of the wool. So I'm all about wool and shells underneath, lots of layers, wool sweater, hoodie underneath, and a good hat on top of your head is good to stay warm on a cold day in the winter here. It's probably about minus 11 now, and it's going to drop down quick tonight, and we're having a cold snap. This was McCormick for Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. I hope you enjoy your chilly, frosty BC days.
Keep in mind she made this yesterday, Sunday, when it was substantially warmer. We'll have to maybe get her later this week when it's during this extreme cold snap to do this again with even that much more clothes. She knows how to dress.
Don Bentley down in Celista in the shoe swap got this lovely picture this morning. And she makes a pretty good point. Late in the year, this is going to last maybe 10 days, and the height of it's going to be middle of this week. Kind of bear in mind with it that we have more sunshine, more days of sun or more hours of sun right now. Tina and Quinnell got this nice shot this morning. And over at the Bulkley River, group member Morgan got this really nice video. So you see all that condensation rising up out of the river. It's got nowhere to go. Cold air doesn't hold moisture, and you know that already. Well, why is there some clouds in the sky here in Wells right now? Well, I think there's an inversion. I'm guessing that the air above us right now is actually warmer than the air that's on the ground. So
while I was filming this show today, this happened out my window at 4:20 this afternoon. These crazy ice crystal rainbows, this exact same thing I've been talking about today. This is a rainbow caused by ice crystals over the Jack Club's lake. The sun's just hitting it. That is very cool.
ice crystals over the Jack Club's lake creating a rainbow. Absolutely far out friggin' cool. I don't even know what time it is. I was just working away on the next video. Saw 4:20, far out. Working away on the next video, and I suddenly looked over and seen this bizarre miracle of nature. A rainbow over the Jack Club's lake here in Wells. Everything that can make steam that's car exhaust, that's airplanes, that's you name it, your wood stove. Moisture can come out of everything right now, and it's got nowhere to go, so all that steam's just hanging around. That effect sometimes can lead to localized snow conditions, interestingly enough. Rita in Valemount, she's kind of got the same thing sort of photographed here, where you can just see how blue and clear the sky is above her. No moisture being held in that cold, cold air. But where she is, down at the bottom, all that fog of every different kind, everything that's making condensation, it's just hanging in the air. This morning, Laura's showing some of her temperatures around the chicken coop. Quite certainly cold. And another moderator as well, Jamie, who's been sending us lots of pictures lately, just loving them. It's so cold, her chickens laid frozen eggs. Total Bluebird and Mackenzie, Terry's got this picture today. While Kat, her dogs have their own ways of keeping warm right now. In other news, creative, intelligent, smart, artistic people in Vernon try to build something beautiful for the community, and this happens.
In other news, I don't know where this took place, but on a firefighter group I'm on, someone posted this picture. This guy parked his car on a hose line and had to sit there for many hours. Police wouldn't let him drive over the hose line again. This is the kind of weather where we have more fire emergencies than usual. So check your stoves, check your electricity, and all the different ways you're trying to stay warm. Do not be trying to use any kind of gas heaters in your inside your apartment. People do die all the time of things like that. In other news, a walrus sunk a Russian naval boat for messing with its calves. Hey, way to do your part to enforce Canadian Arctic sovereignty. That is my kind of walrus. If you haven't caught it yet, last night we had Paul Gott on the Meteorological Report with Frankie McDonald and Dylan A. Tack. I think it was our best and funniest show yet. You can find the link right here.
And on one final note, Father Paul Irvin down in Winlaw, BC. How sunny is it today after all?
I'm freezing. It's sunnier than the road's ass down here.
Today's music, my good friend from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Andrew Neville, and the Four Choices.